Hello everyone, this is Amayirot Akago, and I decided to take a little break from playing Left 4 Dead 2 to bring you all some more Space Quest 5. Yes, last week I bought the game, and yesterday I've been playing it all day, and let me tell you something, it kicks ass. But enough about that. Last time on Space Quest 5, we ran into a little trouble at the space bar, which was quickly resolved, after which we investigated the Thrakus 2 colony, where we found all the colonists had been infected with some bizarre substance that mutated them all into evil mutants. And now, using a stolen shuttle, they have infiltrated the SCS Goliath and infected the entire crew, including Captain Quirk and quite possibly Beatrice as well. So, now we are off to Thracus to investigate. That would be 53284. Allons-y. Lightspeed, Mr. Droll. Now, incidentally, we could go investigate the Genetix dome using the coordinates we found on the canister on the Thrakus 2 surface, but right now that's pretty pointless since they'll just tell us to go away. And while we're flying there, let's ask the crew what they think. What do you make of the Goliath's last transmission flow? It was highly irregular, sir. Quirk sounded like he was in big trouble. You're right. I've never seen him so upset. Except maybe that time when he fell on his fanny in front of Ambassador Wankmeister. Did you notice his face? It looks like he's developed some kind of skin problem. I once had a nasty rash similar to that. It was awful. I couldn't sit comfortably for weeks. What should we do about it? I recommend washing the affected area daily and wearing an antibiotic lip balm. I was talking about the message flow. Oh, well, in that case, I think we should try to rendezvous with the Goliath and render whatever aid we can immediately. In fact, maybe we should hail Starcon about this right away. Unable to comply, Captain. All interplanetary communications are being jammed. Gee, I wonder what that is all about. Well, we'll worry about that later. We've just arrived at Thrakus. No readings for the Goliath, Captain, but I am picking up an escape pod locator beacon on the planet's surface. That sounds worth investigating. Standard orbit, Mr. Droll. Let's see what WD-40 has to say. The atmosphere of this planet is highly toxic to humanoid life forms, Captain. Ships around? Indeterminate reading, sir. If there are any ships within scanning range, they're jamming us. I don't like the sound of that. The most logical course of action is to beam down to investigate the source of the beacon, Captain. I recommend an expeditious survey, however. My calculations indicate a 67.5% probability that another ship is within range of the marker beacon. Due to the unusual nature of the circumstances we currently find ourselves in, it might be unwise to attract attention to our presence here. One more additional piece of data, sir. The atmosphere of this planetoid is highly toxic to humanoid life form. You must utilize a breathing apparatus on the surface or perish. Do you require anything further, Captain Wilco? No, that will do nicely for now. Luckily, I happened to pick up some breathing apparatus earlier on, so we're all set in that regard. Gliffy's doing some high-intensity maintenance, as usual. Alright, let's go check out the planet's surface. Yes, Captain? How's it going? I'm fully operational and all my circuits are functioning perfectly. Well, we won't be needing Spike this time around. Well, we're going to Thrakus, so I might as well just save over this one. Here we go! Oh, shit. I knew I forgot something. 4 out of 5 doctors agree that beaming into a toxic atmosphere without the proper equipment can be hazardous to your health. Hindsight's a bitch. But this time, I'm properly prepared. Can I foolishly walk off the edge here? Nope, no such luck. Well, let's go investigate that pod. I am going the right... Yes, I'm going the right way. The huge stems of the shroomoid growths tower above you. Huge fungi, resembling giant mushrooms, proliferate in the warm, moist environment of this planet. Alright, the pod. Did that hurt? It looked really painful. I don't know, let's try it again. You must be a glutton for punishment. Indeed I am! You're either a masochist or a moron. Actually, I'm more of a sadist. Well, anyway, let's take a look inside, shall we? This frock probably belonged to the recent occupant of the escape pod. Where have I seen this thing before? Well, let's take it with me. Nothing else of importance? Whoever used this pod can't be far away. Right, let's continue our investigation. Oh, shit! They homed right in on you. Better try that one again, Ace. Incidentally, this is the same thing that happens if I were to get spat on by that mutated colonist down in Clorox 2. Yeah, maybe should have made another save there. Oh well. It's just a short walk. But yeah, if you forget to turn off the homing beacon inside the pod, that happens. So we go to investigate the pod once more. Take the frog, turn off the beacon, and walk away. Save the game again, just in case. See what else we can find. Oh, don't see much of interest around here. Music indicates something dangerous is about to occur. No! And I'm right. Uh-oh. Help me, Wilco, I'm slipping! If only you had something for me to grab onto. Uh-oh. Oh, those pucoid mutants found me! Do something, Wilco! Give me your hand or something and I'll climb over you and pull you up after me. Well, this is an unusual situation we found ourselves in. I should probably do as she says and hand her the coat. And maybe call for some help too. Flo, Half Cliffy, beam us out of here! It will take a few minutes to recalibrate the beam out coordinates, Captain. Please hang on for a minute. That's what I had in mind. Uh-oh. Cliffy says your present orientation would fit within the containment field of the transporter beam. There's a clearing a few meters from your position. Can you make it there? Do I have any choice? Not really. Eureka out. Oh. Jolly. That's an interesting idea. Yeah. Fortunately, Beatrice lends me a hand in getting me back on my feet. Oh dear. Out of the frying pan and into the snot pan. Yeah. But we got out okay from the looks of it. Sorry I tried to kick your butt back there on the planet, Captain Wilco. I thought you were one of those pucoid mutants. Call me Roger and don't worry about it. I don't think I'm going to make it, Roger. One of those bastards nicked me with that awful primordial soup. Don't worry, we'll fix you up. There's got to be a cure. I'm afraid not. The only thing you can do is slow down the mutations by putting me into cryogenic suspension. Beatrice, you're asking me to freeze you, and we were getting along so well. I must admit I thought you were real putz back at the academy, Roger. But you've turned out to be an okay guy. Maybe even more than okay. But we don't have any time for that now. I'm probably not going to make it, and the pucoids have to be stopped before they trash the entire Star Confederation. How? The Goliath could be parsecs away by now. We'll never catch them before they reach Starcon. They aren't going to get far without this. It's the Goliath's warp distributor cap. Bea, you're a genius! I know. Oh, now put me in the cryo chamber. Quickly. What the? Who's that, Captain? Ambassador Wankmeister. She escaped from the Goliath. Their entire crew has been infected by some strange substance and are turning into hideous pucoid mutants. We gotta get her stabilized before she turns into one herself. What should I do? I'm an engineer, not a doctor. You better do something quick though, sir. She's starting to look a little green around the gills. Alrighty then. Luckily, we happen to have a cryo chamber right here. Open her up. And stuff her inside. Then we've got to turn it on, which presents a few interesting situations. First, we check out the instructions. If we are to freeze an ambassador, we have to do it 10 seconds freeze. But just for fun, let's try cooking her instead. Bea's flesh has been roasted to a toasty golden brown. Nice going! Bea is dead. In an alternative future, she would have borne your son. In the future past of Space Quest 4, your son would have saved your life. But she didn't, so he couldn't. Therefore, you aren't. Aren't temporal mechanics fun? Bea doesn't survive, Roger doesn't get to be rescued by his own son back in Space Quest 4, and therefore ceases to exist. So let's just do as the instructions say, and freeze her. Bea has been successfully placed in hibernation. The mutation process has been slowed, but she's not out of the woods yet. Alrighty then. Well, I guess we should be getting going now. See what else we can dig up. We found the Goliath, sir. Or rather, she found us. The Goliath's approaching at high speed. She's arming her torpedoes. Well, you know what that means. Raise shields. Is there anything else we can do? Evasive action? We don't have any reason to retreat at present, Captain. Fire! Speaking from personal experience, I found that firing upon our own ships is generally frowned upon by Starcon Command, Captain. They shot at us! A brilliant observation, Flo. Well, don't just sit there, Captain. Do something! She's coming around again! Who my, what to do? Evasive action? I didn't mean to click on that. But sir, that will take us directly into an asteroid field. It'd be suicide! I'm feeling lucky today, boys. I think we can take the Goliath. Actually, no, I'm not feeling lucky. Instead, I'm feeling rather sadistic. So I'll just wait and see what happens. Any day now, Quark. Uh-oh. This can't end well. I'm waiting. Here she comes again. Take your sweet time. I don't care. Well? What, they haven't killed us yet? Oh, Christ. I really have to wait this long for them to kill us? Finally! Duh! You died because you were dumb. Well, yeah, you would have to be pretty dumb to just sit there all this time and wait for them to shoot you to death. Which is exactly what I did. But, anyways, the proper action to take would be, of course, to take evasive action and head into the asteroid field. They'd be crazy to follow us. We're being held by the Goliath, Captain. Putting it on screen.
Hello again, Wilco, you insignificant little pimple on the behind of humanity.
Speaking of pustules, Quark, you've never looked better.
Ha! You pathetic fool. You've no idea what you're up against. I'm going to puke out the entire galaxy, starting with Starcon.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
Ha! Your puny ship is no match for the Goliath. Au revoir, broom jockey. The next time we meet, you won't be so lucky.
Well, we've gotten away for the moment.
Captain, I'm gonna have to make an EVA to repair the damage from the Goliath's attack. You can monitor me on audio over the Comstock in my pressure suit.
Be careful, Cliffy.
Yes, sir. Preparing to exit Pod Bay airlock. I'm heading towards the port stabilizer. I made it. This will only take a minute. I just need to make a few minor adjustments. Oops. Hey, who turned out the lights? Okay, Captain, that's got her. I'm coming, but...
Oh dear. It's one thing after another. It's like freaking Armageddon. Say, Captain, am I just seeing things, or is that gentleman floating out there in space with a surprised expression on his face our chief engineer? I don't know, Drool. I probably should go and rescue him, though. Would be an awful shame if we lost him again. So, down to the shuttle bay I go. Now, I already brought an extra oxygen tank, didn't I? Yep. Because if I don't have it on me, I'll barely have enough air to save him, much less get back to the ship. So, rotate the pod. And in we go. For a pointless little action sequence. Which can get rather difficult, so I better save the game right now. Off we go. Let's see, how do I steer this thing again? Yes. Let's see, the red dot is Cliffy, am I right? Oh, that's for the arm. Move forwards. Yep, there he is. Now... open the claw. I have to center on Cliffy so I can grab him. No, that's not what I was trying to do. Oh wait, he has to be in the center of the radar screen if I remember. Yep, there we go. Grab him. Cliffy has been successfully grappled. Now all that remains is to make it back to the Eureka, if you can find it. Not a problem. I hope. There she is. Good flying, Ace. You've returned to the safety of the Eureka. And pardon the pun, but... Eureka! If it is appropriate in a situation like this to actually say that. You okay, Cliffy? Just give me a minute to rest and catch my breath, sir. Thanks for pulling my butt out of the sling again, Captain. That's two I owe you. Think nothing of it, Chief. Okay, I won't. But you need to get us out of here, sir. I don't know how much longer the Eureka can stand the pounding she's taking. Well, you're the boss. Well, you're the chief engineer. I'm the boss. But you know a lot more about the ship than I do, I guess, so... let's do as he says. Back to the bridge. How do we get out of here again? Well, I guess we just lay in a course. Right then. Heading off to Genetix now. Find out what we can about that ooze. Light speed. Nothing new to report there, I see. Any ideas how we can stop the Goliath? I don't know, sir. If we could sneak up on them somehow. Maybe sneak aboard and get in control of their ship. But they'd see us coming a mile away on their scanners. What about a frontal assault? Even with my stunning accuracy, it will be a Googleplex to one shot, sir. We'd probably be vaporized. Well, vaporization is not on my list of things I plan on doing right now. Is there any way we can get through to Starcon to warn them about the Goliath? The Goliath is jamming all transmissions, Captain. I'm trying to burn through, but there's not much I can do. She's got one of them new terawatt ECM suites. Keep trying, Flo. Alright, we've arrived at Genetix. Regular speed, Mr. Droll. standard orbits. All that remains of the Genetix research station is a single Envirodome. I am detecting power fluctuations inside the Envirodome, sir. Sensors register debris in the area as well. Do you require anything further, Captain Wilco? This facility is not listed in the StarCon registry or any of our other library databases, sir. Structural analysis and sensor readings indicate a 92% probability this is a research facility of some kind. I recommend we send an away team down to investigate the station, sir. Well, I guess we'll do just that then. Meanwhile, I finished putting WD-40 back together and reprogrammed her to perform as our science officer. Yeah, we knew that already, but I guess he hasn't finished installing the cloaking device yet. But he'll tell me when the time comes. It'll be ready by the time we need it anyway. So, off we go again to beam down to Genetix. Let's do this. That can't be good. Looks like you've had a zany transporter blooper, Raj. Quick, get a camera. Galactic Inquirer will pay you 10 buckazoids if they publish your photo. Help me! Help me! Yes. We've just experienced what happened to that guy from The Fly as well. Oh my. And since being a fly isn't exactly one of the most safest positions to be in, we're going to save the game again. Oh. Managed to dodge him completely by accident. And I'm supposed to have him jump onto the communicator and activate it so I can talk to Flo. Can somebody up there explain to me how the captain of a starship can be reduced to a common housefly? Yuck, you look hideous, Captain. Thanks for the pep talk, Flo. Tell Cliffy to get down here, now! I'll inform him of your predicament, sir, but the transporter is malfunctioning again. Oh, really? I hadn't noticed. Captain, sensors have located a large underground structure to the west of your position. Why don't you go check it out while we work on the transporter problem? I'll do that, Flo, but please tell Cliffy to get down here ASAP. We'll go out. Well, got nothing better to do, so let's head to the west now. Oh my god, that noise! Now, this here is a rather important screen. You'll notice these light beams here. Crawling through some of them triggers these things on the right. You've managed to buzz your way through the keycard slot into an electronic door locking mechanism. Now, ordinarily you'd have to take notes on what locks, what beams activate which locks, but since I already know about that from prior experience, let's just move on. Danger, emergency jettison sequence activated. Genetix, we play God, so you don't have to. Incidentally, that's a parody of the Dynamics logo, which strangely enough doesn't appear in the game at all, even though they were the ones who made this game. Well, let's check out the logs. Astro Chicken 3 Hen House of Doom. Wow. Not a whole lot of interesting information. Systems. Ah, we can access the security. That's where the rest of me went off to. Let's check out the other cameras. Ah, Cliffy and WD-40 have arrived. It's about time Cliffy fixed that dang transporter. I'm really gonna bug him about this one for a long time. Haha. Before we leave, however, there's one other thing we need to check out. Namely, the projects. Genetix Projects Inventory. Primordial Soup. Feasibility study of metabacterial transformations in terraforming and space colony applications. Project goal: to create a survivable and highly adaptable metabacteria to enable terraforming on planets currently unsuitable for human habitation. Description: the metabacteria will serve as a base for an artificial food chain on selected planets, synthesizing complex proteins as a natural byproduct of its metabolism. To put it in terms of the layman, it will eat poison, giving off water, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and producing a rich organic base that other introduced organisms can feed upon. In essence, the metabacteria will create a living primordial soup. Experimental summary. After 3 months of preliminary trials, the bacterial strain Cassius valox has shown the greatest promise. The vigor of this species is impressive, and its astonishing reproductive rate makes it an ideal candidate for our purposes. Primary experimental trials will bombard Cassius valox with hard radiation to confirm hardiness and test adaptability. Placing a petri dish of the bacteria behind a computer monitor for a period of hours will expose it to hard radiation conditions similar to those on an uninhabitable Class D planet. Later, we shall repeat the procedure using a safer type of radiation such as a gamma-ray source. Monitors really produce that much radiation? Guess I'm lucky I don't live in the Space Quest universe. Science log, stardate 3234.22. Initial results with Cassius valox are encouraging. It thrives in the radiation environment as long as adequate food sources are provided. We are well on our way towards engineering the first true metabacteria. A few specimens have manifested undesirable genomes after successive trials. Steps will be taken to cull the recessive so that the entire population isn't compromised. Science log, stardate 3237.12. I believe we have discovered and removed all remaining undesirable latent genetic traits in Meta Cassius valox. The next step will be to introduce live mice into an environment prepared by Meta Cassius. Science log, stardate 3243.19. Several subjects have demonstrated teratogenic side effects as a result of ingesting the primordial soup gestalt. The mice have turned into slimy, foul-smelling, bad-tempered meta-rodents with attitudes. It seems that Meta Cassius has infected the DNA of the mice much like a virus. This is an unprecedented event. Further study is indicated. Science log, stardate 3252.06. The experiment is not progressing well. Several test subjects have begun mutating wildly. The morphology of the creature is singularly unrodent-like. They resemble nothing so much as ambulatory piles of goo with teeth. The only thing which appears to have any effect on an infected specimen, short of killing it, is the application of extreme cold. At temperatures below -200 degrees Celsius, cell mutations are slowed dramatically. Where did we go wrong? Science log, stardate 3263.11. One of the metamice bit and infected one of the lab techs today. We're putting him into cryonic hibernation to slow the progress of the disease, but I'm afraid that without a cure, his chances of survival are non-existent. The experiment is a failure and is scheduled to be terminated. Now what am I going to do? I've got an entire warehouse full of this slop. HH. Gee. And in accounting, what is this? Rames T. Quirk, 50,000 buckazoids paid for a bribe. And not just once either. So, the obvious conclusion is that Quirk was paid to dump the primordial soup for Genetix on various planets, but that eventually came back to bite him in the ass. Karma's a bitch, ain't it? Well, let's see if Cliffy can help me with my little problem now. Cliffy, it's just a hunch, but I think there's something wrong with the transporter.
Can you describe the problem, sir? Will you look at me? I'm a fly! You sure are. What happened to the rest of you?
I think it crawled into the trash can out back.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I can fix you up. Where is this dumpster?
I think it's behind that large rock outcropping.
Lead the way, Captain.
Excuse me, Captain. I'm going to scan the perimeter. Right here.
Here's your body, Captain. Some people might say you've never looked better. I think I can fix you up, Captain. I just have to reverse the phase polarity on the transporter interface grid. You need to park yourself an old dung breath here for me to scramble the two of you.
Alrighty then.
Here goes nothing. Energize! Boy, Captain, I'm sure I'm glad you're back to normal. You were really starting to bug me.
That's not funny, Chief.
Sorry, sir. How do you feel?
Except for a strange urge to go jump in that fertilizer bin and roll around, I feel pretty normal.
Sure is some setup those genetic boys got here.
You haven't seen the half of it. I flew through this locking mechanism and found a big underground lab next door. Of course, there was only so much I could do there as a fly. Anyways, there was a lot of really high-tech gizmos and all kinds of advanced technology. A moment too late, you realize saying the words advanced technology to Gliffy is like showing a photograph of helpless women and children to a Doberman Pinscher. A hungry gleam comes to your engineer's eye.
Oh, really?
Why don't we take a closer look at that lock, Captain?
You'll never know. If we can open it, it might even find something we can use against the pucoid critters. I'll meet you there.
Yes, well... WD-40's completed her survey. Perimeter secured, Captain Wilco. Here's your communicator, sir. I located it during my scans of the area.
Thanks, WD-40.
I believe I can be of the most help back on the ship. Please beam me aboard, Cliffy. Now, how exactly are we going to get in? Well, I have a card and a hole punch. Let's see where I'm going with this. Now, let's see. I have to cut out a pattern like this. And that should do the trick.
Voila! It looks dangerous down there, Captain. I volunteered to stand guard up here.
Incidentally, if you get the pattern wrong and then stick the card in, the game will give you a chance to try and get it right again. 5 chances, actually, but if you screw it up 5 times, you die, for no apparent reason. Now, there's one more interesting thing down here in the lab. A pair of liquid nitrogen canisters. Perhaps they could be used against the pucoids. Perhaps they will indeed. And there's also one more amusing way to get myself killed. Well, 2 actually. This being one of them. Ouch. Looks like you really lost your head this time. Oh, I crack me up. Now the cage next to it, above it. There was another one I could open. Oh no, it's the Tasmanian Devil! Or a Levion Terror Beast. Oh, get the exact same result, strangely enough. Well, we've done all we can in here. What did you find, Captain? I've discovered that the pucoids have a critical weakness. They can't stand the cold. Extremely low temperature temporarily halts the molecular action of the primordial soup that causes the mutations. Does it reverse the process? I'm afraid not, but at least it's better than nothing. Did you find anything else? I found a couple of canisters of liquid nitrogen. Great, give them here. Maybe I can rig something up to use against the pucoid critters. I sure hope so, Cliffy. Well, Captain, I think we've done all we can here for now. Let's head back to the ship. Indeed, we have done all we can, so back to the Eureka we go. There's gotta be some way to help Beatrice, Cliffy. I really can't think of any offhand, sir. What's your beastie so excited about? I think he's trying to tell us something. What is it, boy? He's jumping on the cryo chamber. Is that it, Spike? You want us to jump on the cryo chamber? Insert facepalm here. I don't think so, sir. Now he's jumping on the transporter. What do you think the critter is trying to tell us, Captain? We should jump on the cryo chamber and then jump on the Oh, excuse me there. But that's just so ridiculous. It's awesome. Oh, I haven't laughed that hard since I was a little girl. I don't think that's it, sir. Yeah, I didn't think so either. Somebody fell down the well? I don't think so, sir. There ain't a well within light years. Nice thought, though. The mill is on fire? A creative interpretation, Captain, but the fact that there isn't any kind of a mill within 100 parsecs of here leaves your theory a bit thin. We should initiate a manual control bypass to reverse the phase polarity of the interface grid and then use the transporter to reintegrate Beatrice's DNA molecules. You know, it just might work. Good boy, Spikey. Got the ambassador ready, sir. I'll man the transporter. Wow. I didn't know Spike had such intricate knowledge of how transporters work. For that matter, neither did I know Roger did. But yeah, let's go get her out. Oops. She's really going to pieces for you, Raj. Yeah, probably should have defrosted her first. Though Bea lies frozen in suspended animation, the threat of the mutagenic substance which infected her has only been temporarily diminished. You've bought some time to find a cure, but nothing more. Let's check the instructions again just to be safe. 10 seconds defrost. Pop. You've successfully defrosted Bea. There's not much time to save her, so whatever you're going to do it quick. I intend to do just that, of course. Open her up. And get her onto the transporter. Make it so, Cliffy. Okay, Captain, in just a minute. I've got to make some minor, delicate micro-adjustments to the transporter. Well, that was predictable. Oh, Bea, I thought you were puked for sure. So did I. I feel weak. I need to rest. No problem. I'll tuck you back in the cryo so you can recuperate. Okay, but I've got just one question for you guys. What happened to my underwear? Oops, excuse me, Roger. Not quite sure what happened there, but... yeah, let's just put her back into the cryo chamber and we can go on with our mission. Now that we've found out all we can at Genetix, it's time to take the fight to the pucoids themselves. The Goliath is currently in the vicinity of Genetix, sir. Then that is where we shall go. Don't you think so, Drool? Genetix is at 81100. Activates. Light speed, Mr. Drool. Alrighty then. We are heading into the climax of the game, so that means it's time to put an end to this part of Let's Play Space Quest V. So, join me next time as we infiltrate the Goliath and face off with Captain Quirk and his pucoid crew once and for all. I'm Amayirot Akago. I hope you enjoyed this next part of the LP, and we'll be seeing each other out there somewhere. Goodbye for now.